I knew it was going to come eventually, but I gotta answer the million-dollar question. What in the world is Aokigahara Forest? Is this just a place that I fabricated? Is this from my imagination? Absolutely not. Let's get into it. Aokigahara Forest lies at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan, and it's often referred to as the Sea of Trees, hence the very first line of the song. The Sea of Trees is calling out to me, and I'm finally going in now to decide. Moss blankets the forest floor, and the trees grow so thickly together that even on the brightest days that the sun barely penetrates the canopy. Now, I want to note, I have never been there before, but I have read a lot about it. I've watched a lot of videos about it. I've watched movies that have been created about it. So I'm going to try to walk you through it as if we are there together. Walking through Aokigahara Forest feels like you're stepping into another world. The silence is almost surreal, and the forest's beauty is haunting. With moss-covered floors and the trees' twisted branches into that dense canopy, it's almost as if nature has created this wild, eerie masterpiece. You notice that there are also several caves and even ice caves that are just kind of scattered around. Aokigahara is steeped in Japanese mythology and folklore. Stories of ghosts haunting the forest are very common. These spirits are said to be souls left to mourn due to untimely deaths and suicides that have occurred in the forest. We're going to get into that here shortly. Of course, the supernatural element adds to the allure of the forest, making it a magnet for people to come and see it. Sadly, Aokigahara Forest is known as the Suicide Forest. For decades, it's been a site where many have chosen to end their lives. This grim reputation was amplified by the 1960s novel Tower of Waves by Seiichi Matsumoto, which depicted the forest as a place of tragic endings. Since then, Aokigahara has become one of the most prevalent suicide sites globally. To combat this, authorities have placed signs all throughout the forest on the path, urging visitors to reconsider their choices and to seek help. A couple of messages that these signs would say would be like, your life is a precious gift from your parents, or please consult with the police before you decide to die. Peppered throughout the forest, like I said, on the paths, this is definitely a poignant reminder of what the forest is known for. Like I said, this is kind of dark, but wait! There's more. Volunteers and authorities regularly go into the forest to search and pull out bodies that they find. A task that, again, highlights the ongoing tragedy of the forest. You've probably noticed that the cover art that I have for the single is kind of unsettling because there are red ribbons and white ropes that are just kind of scattered throughout. That has a meaning. That is significant. Search parties will very often follow ribbons and ropes like that to the body of the deceased to pull them out. So, it's also relatively well known that if you are just going to the forest as a visitor, to not follow the ribbons that you see scattered all throughout. The reason why people leave the ropes and ribbons, just in general, is because they are unsure on whether or not they are going to leave the forest, essentially. It implies that they decided enough that they wanted to go off of the path. If you go off of the path, it's very disorienting, and you're kind of locking that in. That if you go in without a rope or a ribbon, that you are going to get lost. And so that is an indicator that when they went in, they were unsure. Personal items they find, like tents and empty bottles and campsites and notes, are absolutely heartbreaking for these rescuers and these search parties to find. Despite its dark reputation, Aokigahara Forest does remain to be considered a place of profound reflection. Its intense quiet and isolation offer a perfect environment to contemplate things like life and mortality. The forest's serene environment, juxtaposed with its somber history, creates a deeply moving experience. Aokigahara Forest is a place of striking contrasts. Its natural beauty and serene environment, are set against a backdrop of sadness and deep sorrow. The dense foliage and winding paths can disorient even the most seasoned hikers, adding to its mysterious and somewhat forbidding character. While it stands as a symbol of natural wonder, it also serves as a sobering reminder of the mental health struggles that many people are facing. Visiting Aokigahara Forest demands respect for both its beauty and the countless lives that it has silently witnessed. So there you have it. That's Aokigahara Forest. That is what I wrote the song about. In my song, the choruses are coming from the perspective of the spirits that are trapped inside of the forest, and the verses are coming from the perspective of a visitor to the forest who is contemplating ending things. It's kind of a dark song, that's for sure. But yes, if you made it this far, please like, follow, and of course, check out the link in my bio and have a listen to Aokigahara Forest. We'll see you out there, friends. I appreciate you.